Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Rest of today's video, so it's a pretty local beer to me, the Utica area of New York, specifically Marcy. And actually the bottle has the, I don't know if you can see it or not, the exact geographic location of it. So this is an apple brandy barrel-aged barley wine. So, it is called Apple Brandy Bergian, which I think I'm mispronouncing. And again, it's a barley wine that's been aged in apple brandy barrels. It's 14% alcohol, and that's the government stuff. Our golden barley wine aged 2 years in Rootstock Spirits Brandy Barrel. In A. From the top. Our golden barley wine aged 2 years in a Rootstock Spirits Brandy Barrel. Plenty of... Oh, I don't want to read any tasting notes yet. All right, so I grabbed this over the summer when I went out there. Had a really nice time. Sampled some really delicious beers. I've had 6, 7, 8... I probably had about 10 beers from them at this point, somewhere around that. Really nice brewery. Yeah, I'm excited to go back out there sometime. To be honest with you, I really enjoyed my time there. Big barrel-aged beers, smaller, things like lagers and, very traditional European-style beers. Just a really nice place. So yeah, golden barley wine. I mean, if you said, this is just a barley wine, if you're like me, you would think darker, but that golden qualifier, I guess this is about the color, I would think. It's this orange, not quite copper kind of a color. Not much head. Not that I poured it super aggressive, but it is 14%. It's been aged for 2 years in barrels. Some nice legs, not a lot of lacing, but again, given the lack of head, not surprised. Looks delicious. Let's get to the aroma. It looks like a little bit like cider, hard cider, or just apple cider. Anyway, I'm really excited to try this, so I'm trying to pace myself and not just dive into the sip, but I'm realizing I'm kind of tripping over words and how I do this because I'm so excited to try this beer. Although I'm not probably posting this on a Friday, it's Friday after a good work week, but a work week, so I'm just really excited to try this. But let's get into that aroma. That's nice. So definitely has, dried fruits. Some of that apple comes through. But raisin, a little bit of figs and dates. Caramel for sure. And it's interesting, the alcohol is trying to come to the forefront, but it's being stopped by all these other awesome aromas. But I don't mind in a style like this. I said this on a lot of triple IPA videos. That style, I don't want to taste, smell any alcohol. Beer like this, I want some of that booziness, right? Because I'm choosing to drink a big barrel-aged barley wine that's 14% alcohol, so I do want some of it coming through. And on the aroma, there is some, and not too much, and in my opinion, also not too little. So I really like that level. That was the first sniff I got, a decent amount of apple. There was subtle apple, but that one was much more expressive, which was nice. Because you're spending 2 years in that apple brandy barrel. You want some of that apple brandy coming forward, obviously. So I'm glad as it's opening up, or I'm just noticing it, or whatever's happening, but I'm getting it, and I appreciate that. Slight vanilla makes sense with the barrel aging. It smells fantastic. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. That's really nice. Right off the bat, I wish I bought a second bottle of this to age. Not that I think it needs more aging, but this would age nicely. So, I'm just going to start with the alcohol, since for whatever reason I spent so much time in the aroma talking about it. This is where I want that alcohol taste to be. A little bit mixed in with the taste, so it's big, it's boozy, it's what it's supposed to be. Nice warming of the chest. I just got back from walking my dog. It's probably 45 degrees outside, so kind of nice to be a little cold outside, come in and have that warming sensation. It's definitely the right beer for where I'm at physically in this moment. So I really appreciate that warming characteristic. All right, so follows the nose pretty well. All those dried fruits, in dates and caramel to me have a lot of overlap. But for this one, I am kind of getting specifically date and specifically caramel notes, which is cool. But then also some overlap, which is even cooler. Little bit of that like vanilla-y thing. Like the aroma, the more I'm sipping it, the more I was smelling it, the more apple I get. It doesn't drink like a cider, but you're going into this wanting apple because you chose to drink a barrel is in apple brandy barrels. So you do want some of it, and this does deliver on that as well. And it's not like sometimes when I have apple and it's in a sweet thing, I want the spices. This is not making me wish that this had like cinnamon or something in it. It's a little spicy. Makes me want to try this distillery's apple brandy, I'll tell you that much. You know what's nice too is I've taken several sips. That alcohol is not compounding, so it's still not super present on the taste. Just drinks how it should. And that warming in the chest is also just at a really nice level, which again, it might seem odd how much time I've spent talking about the alcohol, but again, just kind of like my physicality in this moment, I like the warming sensation. All right, I see there's tasting notes. Plenty of apple pie aroma. Yeah, I mean, apple, some of that malt coming through, so like pie crust, I get it. Malt sweetness and flavors of cowtail caramels. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I mean, I got caramel and like vanilla and that like sugary part. Like, I get with that. Candied sugar, I like that note. And a touch of marmalade. Interesting. Marmalade. I'll have to go back looking for that. The candied sugar, for sure. And a slight kick from the rye. Oh, is this... Oh, that would explain this little spiciness I got. Okay, yeah. So it's not rye barrel, right? I mean, because it just says apple brandy. So I don't know if must be some rye maybe in the grain bill. But again, okay, that's interesting because it does have like a little bit of like of a spiciness to it, a little, that way, which I do get sometimes from rye. All right, that's cool. Marmalade. Let's go back in. How long is this review at this point? I mean, I get it. Yeah, I don't think this is a word. The candified portion of this, like, sometimes you drink a beer and it tastes like candied hops, or it tastes like, a lemon peel, but like you turn it into candy where like you boiled up the sugar, put the lemon peel in or whatever, and then you ate it. So like, I kind of get that like sugar thing. So like, again, for me, it's more that how they label it again. Yeah, candied sugar. For me, it's more that thing than marmalade, but I get it. Anyway, like I said initially after I took a sip, this is really good. And I've had some of the other barrel-aged beers, which is just, again, I just love the idea that the brewery does some of these like big barrel-aged beers, but then you go to the tap room, and there might be one on. It's just very traditional beers, and then some like fun, playful beers, maybe fun adjuncts like a fruit or whatever, right? 4% beers you can get, some 4 to 6 percent ABV beers you can get. It's just a cool business model. It's like how I like, if I go somewhere, I want some low alcohol beers there, but then to take home, I can get a monster like this. Sign me up, and that's the point I'm trying to get at. So yeah, this is phenomenal, in another word. Have you had this beer before? Have you had a nice apple brandy beer lately? Have you had just apple brandy itself lately? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.